Hi, everybody. This is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. You guys know what to do. Please press the like button, subscribe, share, comment. I appreciate all the dialogue and I appreciate all the comments. If you guys know anybody in the Murrieta or Temecula area who has a private security company, don't hesitate to give them my contact information. This week, I'm doing social media reviews in that area. I would love to stop by one of the security companies out there and do an on camera review of that person's organization. You don't have to be completely set up. You don't have to have 10 patrol cars or even one patrol car. You got an office, you got some contracts, we can talk. The good thing is this serves as an excellent recruiting tool. Okay, let's get started. Some other things I forgot. So Damien from the Security Guard channel and myself, we will be conducting a live stream on Tuesday after 6 p.m., after 1800 hours Pacific time. Make sure that you guys tune in and watch the show. We'll be talking about, what are we talking about? I think we'll be talking about lethal force, when you can draw your firearm, perspective from the law enforcement side, and then perspective from the security side. I'm sure he has some other questions for me. So I can't wait until we have that day. Okay, so let's talk about less lethal and when are you able to use, well, we'll say in what circumstances not to use a less lethal and what circumstances can you. If you want to use today's live stream as a refresher for yourself, or for your organization, by all means, go ahead and do so. But just keep in mind that everything that I discussed in today's video is not professional advice. It's not legal advice. It is just my personal opinion on this on the subject at large. So today's video actually comes from a coworker. One of my coworkers sent me this video, which is pretty disturbing. Police activity has it. It's the Fullerton Police Department. They engaged with somebody in a McDonald's parking lot and they use a less lethal launcher, and that less lethal launcher killed this person. So I won't show you the actual the graphic videos because I'm going to get banned from YouTube. But I will leave a link in the description box below so that you guys can watch the complete video. So let's get started real quick with that video. Give me 1 second here.
One man is dead today after a confrontation with Fullerton police. Police say they took him into custody using what was supposed to be non-lethal method, but he died moments later. NBC4's
At first, I was actually confused because it looked like he died and then they took him into custody. So I just thought that was kind of strange, but they cleared it up.
Christian Cosper is live right now with details and video of what happened out there. Christian?
That's right. We just got our hands on some cell phone video that show the moments leading up to that man's death. Fullerton police telling us this all started when the manager of the McDonald's that you see here behind me called them over a safety concern. We have to warn you, the video you're about to watch is disturbing.
And guys, I will interject on screen. I'll pause it and then I'll play it. It's just because YouTube requires us as content creators to critique this video, not just play videos, not just to upload videos and play them. This McDonald's can be a place that you guys can be posted at. Just keep in mind that something like this can happen anywhere.
Oh, they are shooting him.
Cell phone video from a bystander capturing two men outside of Fullerton McDonald's Wednesday morning. The manager inside claiming.
Does this look familiar to many of you? I would believe the answer is yes.
They felt unsafe and believed both men were under the influence and quickly called police.
The manager of the business was calling.
So far, let's talk about what you might have. What types of crimes are potentially being committed? Guys, think about this one. And let me go with comments real quick. Oh, Mike from the Professional Security Journal is here. Awesome. Guys, think about what types of crimes right now um, are potentially being committed? Comment below if you have the answer. So chances are that the manager probably wants them to leave. If they fail to leave, then they're probably trespassing. If they are under the influence in California, we use the Health and Safety Code 11550. That's the definition of somebody who is under the influence of a controlled substance, or we use 647F, as in Frank. Otherwise, those are the two crimes. So depending on the type of crime that there is and the threat that is posed to you, that's going to dictate what type of response that you're going to have towards the situation.
Because she was concerned for the safety of her employees that were just about to start their shift.
Swing on those.
When several officers arrived to the restaurant on Brookhurst and Orange Grove Avenue, only one of the two men was found, and shirtless. That's when police say they tried to talk to him but had no response.
One male with no shirt on that was uncooperative and swinging a belt. The request for more officers were made, and upon the arrival of the officers,
So think about this. This person is swinging swinging a belt at you. What type of crime could that be? Think about it, guys. A belt. Somebody swinging a belt at you. What type of crime is that? And what level of force are you able to use as a private security officer? I know that this video will address law enforcement issues and security, but as a security officer, and most of you are in private security, what type of response is this going to elicit from you guys? Would you draw down on this guy with your firearm, pepper spray, taser? Just think about it. Yeah, Mike. Good. Menacing, right? Okay, menacing, less lethal. So menacing is probably a code that is used or a violation of laws, maybe used like maybe Las Vegas area, Utah. In California, we call it disturbing the peace. So yes, you can have that also. And Mike believes that OC or Axon, referring to the taser, might be appropriate in this circumstance. And I agree. This guy has a belt. You don't know what kind of buckle. You don't know if it's a heavy buckle, a light buckle, but those buckles can really inflict severe injury on your face, guys. It can knock you out.
a taser was utilized.
When that didn't work, officers say they used a less lethal Kinetic.
We said this in so many of our videos. We need to stop depending on that taser. We need to stop depending on that taser. I mean, this is the perfect scenario, right? The guy has his shirt off. If I can get one of the probes, maybe by splitting his belt line, maybe get the lower torso, and then get the other probe to get one of his legs, the larger part of his legs where his quadriceps are. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get NMI, neuromuscular incapacitation, with this guy. But look, you have the perfect storm. He's not wearing a heavy shirt. He's not wearing a heavy jacket. He's shirtless, and he has some pants on. This is like the perfect hit for a taser.
Kinetic energy projectile, in other words, a beanbag shot on the man. And we're finally able to take him into custody. While that was happening, police say the man sustained injuries to his chest.
Man, that's just hard to watch and it's hard to hear. Being the California Post less lethal instructor, it's so frustrating to hear this. He got hit in the chest. You absolutely do not direct a less lethal kinesthetic munition at someone's chest. That's not what you're taught. You know, this is probably the fifth video that I've seen where law enforcement is directing this person, the launcher at this person's chest. Why, man? This guy didn't have to die. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Is anybody out there actually listening to the training? And if you're watching this and you're saying, well, I thought that's where less lethal kinetic munitions go, the less lethal shotgun, that's where it goes. No, I thought that it goes there too. I thought that you're able to go right there. But curriculum has changed, instruction has changed. That's not a target zone, and we'll go over that. Gosh, man, this is just nuts. So Mike says, because you're supposed to skip it off the ground. No, not with the less lethal stabilized beanbag munition. Those don't go skip, but they do have the skipping rounds, which for me personally, I don't think I would want to deploy the skipping rounds because I don't know where they're going to go. Back a long time ago, we used to call them ball breakers because you skip them off the ground and you hit somebody's groin with it, right? But yes, with those, you know, with those munitions, those are not direct impact. But with this less lethal 12 gauge stabilized munition that came out of the Fullerton police shotguns, that's not where it goes. That's not where it goes, and we'll talk about where it goes. And this is really good for those of you who are 6.8 caliber or less lethal certified. This video will help you. It will help serve as a refresher for you. Mike says, even in 68 caliber training, Saber taught me that could be wrong. And I'm not a 68 caliber specific instructor. I can instruct on the 68 caliber munitions, 12 gauge, 40 millimeter and 37 millimeter. But I know Mike attended the factory course from Saber, but it looks like he believes that he wasn't even taught that it's not a direct impact. So thank you very much for helping me out and comment here, Mike. Okay, let's go back to this video.
And the man was taken to the hospital where he died. Most of what happened is blurred because it's too disturbing. We asked police about the excessive amount of blood at the scene, which they say is normal from the deployment. Now the Orange County DA will conduct an independent in-custody death investigation.
I'll back the.
It's bleeding that much because that stabilized munition went somewhere that it's not supposed to go.
Police.
Customers upset about what happened spoke up about the officer's actions.
When they start coming after the police, they need to protect themselves too. Even with the belt, that belt, like on my belt, it's got a clip. You start swinging that, and that can cause some damage.
So this bystander actually has a good point. And these are the bystanders that you want when the media does their interviews, whether you're security or police. But he makes a good point. Like, you don't know what type of damage that belt is going to inflict. So now the question is, did the officers, were they justified to use lethal force? So if they're justified to use lethal force, then something like this an event like this would probably be within policy. I can't speak specifically about other agencies that I work with. But I've seen circumstances where a less lethal munition was shot at somebody like point blank or even in the chest because somebody is maybe grabbing a rock or a hammer or something like that. Well, the thing is, if you're justified to use lethal force, you're actually justified to use less lethal force. Okay, but you don't have to go less lethal, but you can use it as well. But here again, the major question is, what was their training like? What was the curriculum? What were they taught? Did they fall within standards? And was this a deadly threat? If it's a deadly threat, then you can definitely use lethal force. and this is going to be a question for maybe a use of force panel. I don't think that this is going to make it to a jury. I don't think this is going to make it to the district attorney's office where they're going to file charges against the officers. I don't see that happening. I don't know, man.
Especially get hit in the face with it.
It's not okay to kill. Okay, it's not okay to kill somebody that's under the influence. You know that they're under the influence.
So these are the mixed reactions during an OIS incident that you might receive. This lady actually has a really good point. She's bringing up the fact that this person is under the influence of a controlled substance. Are you able to take someone's life because they're under the influence of a controlled substance? And the answer is absolutely no. This is we're showing you public perception here. And public perception is important. It is definitely important. All right. So let me just make sure I didn't miss nothing in the comments. Oh, not yet. Okay, guys. So I want to talk about let's see. Oh, hold on, guys. I need to stop sharing that screen. Let me figure out how to do that. Bear with me. Thank you, guys. Okay, so now I want to show you what he was most likely hit with. It was most likely one of these. Defense technology has been making these for years. This is what you call your drag stabilized 12 gauge beanbag round. And it's filled with 9-shot. And this is it. Okay, this is it. The velocity is 270 feet per second, and the maximum effective range is 75 feet. And I believe with this stabilized round, I think you can go point blank. Whenever deploying any type of munition, less lethal munition, make sure that you know what the standoff distances are. If the standoff distance is 15 feet and you are using this less lethal munition within 5 feet or 1 foot or point blank, you're not falling within standards, guys. And if somebody loses their life, you gotta be really careful. Just like some of the pepper ball guns, if you go point blank and get somebody in the eye or something like that, they can lose their eye. So make sure that you guys are following the standoff distances. Okay, so my suspect is probably the Defense Technologies 12 gauge beanbag round, or let's see, or the CTS, the Super Sock, and it looks something like this. So these beanbags are designed to go inside of your 12 gauge shotguns, and either this one or the Defense Technologies was the one used. The difference between the Defense Technology and CTS is just the shape of the fin area. That's it. That's really it. It's just the shape. Okay. Now, back in the old days, these socks or these beanbags used to actually be flat. And what they ended up doing was when they went into the air and then they made impact, they would actually lacerate the suspect. And a lot of times the beanbag would be embedded into them. So we got rid of that and we started using these. Mike from the Professor Secure Journal, who is a Saber 68 caliber less lethal instructor, mentioned that Saber drilled the minimum into us. Mike, do you know what the standoff distance is? The minimum standoff distance for the Saber? And we'll wait for him. I mean, he could be on the road. We don't know. But we'll get back to Mike. All right, guys. Now, this is where I'm getting really irritated now. We have a social media influencer showing people how to do things the wrong way. Okay. So Mike says off memory, 15 feet. He says 15 feet is a minimum distance off of his memory. Okay. So once again, but he could be wrong, but if you're deploying this within point blank distance and this person passes away, keep in mind that you can be criminally responsible and even civilly responsible. All right. So you guys, so I've been following, do any of you guys follow Hard to Hurt? This guy, this content creator has been a police officer. I think he was like 7 years or 10 years. And he does have tactical experience, but this guy is like the expert when it comes down to hand-to-hand defense. This guy will blow me out of the waters in any topic that relates to weaponless defense. Highly respected person. He breaks down a lot of the Dale videos from Detroit survival. Breaks a lot of them down in such a way that it makes a lot of sense. So I hold this guy to high regards. But this is just wrong what he's showing on video. And I even made a comment. I don't know if my comment's still there. Yeah, so here I commented that's not okay. So you'll see the target zones. Well, you'll see where they target. And it's not the proper target zone. Watch.
Don't want to, and some people shouldn't. And that's okay. But as satisfying as it may or may not be to put a pepper ball up a bear's ass, if we're talking about two-legged varmints, I have to know what the impact round does, and I have to know what it does center mass.
Well, where am I shooting you?
All right, so guys, context real quick. So this pepper ball gun is supposed to be like the most powerful one that's out there. I think it gives out 32 joules. It's supposed to be pretty powerful. If your life is in danger, somebody, pulls a gun, pulls a knife on you, pulls a knife, a sword, you probably have legal justification to use this pepper gun on them. I think that this pepper ball gun is designed for those who maybe can't legally possess a firearm, or maybe they don't want to possess a firearm, and they have this alternative that they think is going to work. I don't have no reservations about that. I also don't have no reservations about him discussing this in a civilian context. And when I say civilian, I'm not referring to security. I'm not referring to corrections, and I'm not referring to law enforcement. The context that we're approaching these issues with is coming from the security field and also from the law enforcement perspective.
And like oh shit!
So he's going to test.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on
he's gonna test
troubleshooting
this on
with
himself.
attendees?
You recording?
Yep.
Yeah. Sweet.
Jake, this is the hard part. Go!
Okay, hang on.
Go! Ooh.
Guys, this is just ridiculous. Did you see how hard that hit? Kinetic munitions should not be deployed on someone's chest. So I want you guys to listen for a reaction. I also hope that you guys saw where it says paid promotion. It was on the upper left part of the screen. So I'm pretty sure that they are getting some type of percentage off of the sales using like some type of referral link. But let's just see what he says.
Fuck!
So you have a guy who's trained in martial arts, who probably has a high tolerance of pain, and look at this. I mean, look how hard this hit him. In the chat.
Oh, fuck! Oh, hang on. Fuck me.
You good?
Holy shit. Dude. Fuck, that hurt. That fucking hurt. That took, dude, I've taken these things before and they usually sting. That felt like
A punch.
No, bullet.
oh, Houston, we have a problem.
Okay, so he just mentioned that this felt like a punch. I don't know why they're doing this.
Oh, it's on the
Oh man. Ooh.
Feel the swelling, Faith. Feel this.
Oh, dude. Oh, that did some damage.
And then if you guys notice, like he's sweating because probably the pain and everything. I mean, why? Right? And this YouTuber is a very intelligent person. I do hold him in high regard, but this is just wrong. Like other people are going to be watching this and demonstrating the same thing. They're going to think that it's okay to practice on each other like this. So look, I mean, he does get some type of referral bonus. If you look at the description box, I mean, there's a referral link. It just makes you wonder. Now, there's nothing wrong with referral links at all, but I'm just showing you that some YouTube content creators, they are affiliated with products, and I don't see anything wrong with him doing that here because at least he advertises it and he let us know. All right, let me share some other information with you guys. Okay, let's take a look at the launcher that he used. So this is called the Grimberg Galv. It's $4.99. Okay, and what it does is it launches these projectiles to minimize the risk of causing severe injury or death. Notice guys, it minimizes the risk. Minimizes the risk. It doesn't say that there is no risk of severe injury or death. It minimizes it. I don't understand why you would be testing something like this on yourself in an area that's not that you're not supposed to be aiming at. So here's some specs. It's a 68 caliber, 36 joules, and it's powered by the CO2. Okay, this is supposed to be like one of the strongest launchers available. I get it. Like if I didn't have a CCW permit, or if I was maybe a convicted felon and I did things right, for years, and I lived the good life, the good and honest life, and I wanted something to defend myself, I get it. You should get. I mean, I would consider buying one of these, but you have to know how to use them. All right. So some of you might be wondering, where do you aim at, right? We'll get to that. So what Post teaches, or what they want their instructors to teach, basically reflects this silhouette here. So every area that's red is a no-hit zone. But here we have a YouTube content creator having his colleague shoot this right into his chest. Unbelievable. The head is off limit. The neck, as you can see, the chest. Look at the whole chest area, and then spin that person around. Look at their back. Along their spinal column is a no-hit zone. The little kidney area here, lower back, and then the little tailbone area right there. That is all a no-hit zone. Now, if you're wondering about the yellow zones, okay, those are secondary zones. Okay, they're secondary. They're not preferred. All of the preferred areas are in green. See that? So think about this. Where should our content creator have got hit? Right here, guys. Lower torso. He should be wearing a groin protector, and then in the legs. Okay. Even the feet, guys. Look at the feet and then the knees, the back of the knees and the front of the knees. You can target those areas, but those are not preferred. You want to avoid those if you can. But the absolute areas that are no are in the red. Okay. I don't know if Fullerton police knew this. Maybe the guy moved. I mean, that's always a possibility, but he got him in the chest. All right, guys, let me just go through the comments real quick. Mike says, I've watched some of H2H OC videos, hard to hit OC videos. No, I'm telling you that he's a really good content creator, but I don't know what he was thinking when he, when he aired this. I don't know what I don't know. I'm really disappointed. I did make a comment, and obviously, no one's going to reply. Robert Slegger says, does a Boston... All right. The security body cam channel says that even hurt me. Yeah, no, that looked painful, man. Especially if you've been hit with some less lethal before or simunition, that looks painful. Mike says, I know Grimberg. This might be a new product. Maybe. Yeah, we definitely need some more research on this. Yep, the yellow zones are the secondary zones. All right, guys, so that's all I have. Looking forward to the comments and the dialogue. And that's it. All right, guys, take care.